Good evening, humans. TyrannosaurusMoth here, and tonight we're taking a look at the AEW Supreme Collection Walmart exclusive Kenny Omega figure from Jazwares. We've gotten a lot of Kenny Omega figures, so the question is, does this earn that Supreme title? Well, let's talk about that. Let's do this. Aesthetically speaking, this figure looks fantastic, and while occasionally Jazwares hasn't really hit the mark with some of these AEW figures, so far between Malachi Black and this one, the only two Supreme figures I have, they've absolutely knocked it out of the park. Here is absolutely that case, and they've generally done well with Kenny Omega in general, starting with that likeness, and this is probably one of the best head sculpts I've seen so far. Just really well done, and I don't have the other Supreme, the standard Supreme Kenny Omega, but I'm definitely eager to get that because that looks to be just on par with this. But yeah, great likeness. Did a great job with the hair in terms of putting in the color and texturizing there as well. And then, just the bucket itself looks great, and proportions look fantastic. And then we get to the trunks and just all the details there. It's all printed on, obviously not painted. There's a lot of detail there, but they've gotten a lot of these subtle kind of, shades and bright spots and dark spots, all where they need to be. Everything's nice and clear, as you can see. Those knee pads just look awesome, especially with that kind of skull design on it. It almost has a kind of airbrushed look, and I'm definitely a fan of that. So just really cool all around, as you can see. So it's really nice details, just abound. And not really as much on the back here, the legs, but I don't like there needs to be, or there was on this ring gear. So yeah, just a really, really good looking figure from Jazwares. We get a positively beautiful loadout of accessories here, and I just love the modularity that AEW and Jazwares have been doing with these Supremes. So let's jump right in, and just in terms of hands, right out of the box, we get a pair of open hands. Then we also get a pair of grips. There we go. And then penultimately, we get a right finger gun hand, and then two fists. So then we move on to a pair, let's do heads next. And we looked at the one that comes out of the box just now in aesthetics. So this is the one with the kind of handlebar mustache into beard sort of deal look he had going for a while. And then we get the more kind of just stubble look. So you get a couple looks, very similar expressions. We get a little more of an open mouth here on the second head sculpt, but both fantastic likenesses. Then we get into apparel. And for the head, we do get a pair of glasses, and these would definitely look like these sunglasses that Kenny has worn from time to time. And unlike the kind of meme Kenny that we got last year, these actually work. You can actually fit one side of the glasses under the hair. I'm not going to fiddle with it now. It does take some work, but you can actually get the glasses on properly, which makes me happy. So that is excellent. Then we get a shirt. So this is just kind of a stretchy kind of fabric. We got the Velcro here on the back. So very much like we see with the WWE figures. Then we get a second set of legs with jeans, so that for that casual look, that out on the town. And we get some just all white shoes. So not really any details there, but we do get a nice kind of dry brush here on the jeans to give them that kind of blue jean look, and a little bit of aging, so that's very cool. And beyond that, finally, we get the jacket or vest. Like, this can be used either way. I love that. This I think is similar to one we got on an earlier version of Kenny. So as you can see, some nice detailing there, some nice leather textures, and we get the kind of like hair piece here on the back, just sculpted in. So very cool. And if you want to make it a jacket, you actually get a spare set of arms, as you can see here. So the ones that the bare arms just like pop right off, and you can pop these right in. So that's very cool. And then finally, two more pieces. We get an AEW mic. So we've seen this with many figures, just AEW printed there on the part right below the mouthpiece. And then finally, the AEW world title, very, very shiny, sculpted very nicely. So that's accessories. Articulation here is utterly fantastic and might be the best of any AEW figure I've dealt with so far. So yeah, let's break that down. And starting off with the head, we are on the ball hinge as we are with all the AEW figures, which is always welcome. Fortunately not getting too much up because of that hair sculpt, but we do get some very, very nice down and even a little bit of tilt because we got some nice room under that head sculpt. And of course rotation. Then we come to the arms and we get some really nice butterfly joints. I remember one of my few issues with the Malachi Black Supreme was that like the butterflies didn't really go anywhere. Here they definitely do. It's more back than front, but you do get some nice movement there and it's nice and smooth. So that's excellent. We are hinged and we have rotation at the shoulders. We can come into a Y pose. Then we get bicep swivel. We get double jointed elbows, bringing us to there. One point on that is that the articulation is different on the jacketed arms. Probably gonna fall here, there we go. So where we can fold nicely in half there, for the jacketed arms, we're pretty much getting to 90 and we're gonna get kind of stuck on the way that's sculpted there. So a little bit deeper cut, can probably make a deeper cut if you just wanna kind of scrape away a little bit there. Just worth noting that those are different. Then we get hinge and swivel at the wrists, all horizontal. Then we get ball hinge at the diaphragm, ball hinge at the waist. That allows for some absolutely beautiful, beautiful crunch. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful arch back. Unfortunately, no side to side. That's a little weird. It is kind of a tight sculpt, but I kind of expected that to move a little bit more. So there is that. And you get rotation from both of those as well. Then we come to the hips. Hips are on ball joints, full splits, absolutely perfect. We get thigh swivel, double jointed knees come all the way up. Get boot swivel. Then we get perfect point. Get a wee bit of forward. We get some nice rocker and then a toe joint. So that's articulation. Getting into size comparisons, here he is with some other Kenny Omega figures from Jazwares, with some other AEW figures, with some other wrestling lines, with some Hasbro and Mattel, with some imports, with some monsters, finally with an articulated icons Oni and yours truly in human form as a Valverse Action Force figure. So my final thoughts on the AEW Supreme Collection Walmart exclusive Kenny Omega figure from Jazwares is that this figure kicks ass. This is probably amongst my favorite AEW figures standing right now. It's so good. I love the modularity. I love the range and kind of tightness of the articulation. They just really have this one dialed in, and that is really cool to see. Jazwares has definitely kind of made some leaps. They had some QC issues before, but they seem to be kind of getting a little more consistent, or at least as far as the figures that I've gotten recently. So that's very nice to see. And I absolutely recommend this. Certainly if you're a Kenny Omega fan, if you just love all elite wrestling, any of that. So definitely hunt this down. It is currently showing up on shelves in Walmart. That's how I got this. I was originally going to pass it up, decided better against that, and I'm so glad I did. But I heard there's also a landing page finally for this. So if that is the case, I will leave that link in the description below for you to check out, and hopefully you can either pick it up online or see if a Walmart near you has it. So yeah, check that out if you're interested. And I just want to say ultra thanks to you for watching. I hope you found this review informative and somewhat entertaining. If you did, please consider liking, commenting, subscribing, sharing, all that good stuff. And if you want to take it to the next level, I have ways to do that in the description, listed in the description. So please check that out. And with all of that being said, I hope to see you again, because I do various reviews a week, just related to figures that are themselves related to tokusatsu, dinosaurs, monsters, pro wrestling, and more. So come on back, let's have some fun, let's talk some toys. And with all of that being said, that I hope you are well. I hope that all your toy dreams come true. And most importantly, I hope that you and yours stay weird, simians.